In this game, you're trapped in an endless furniture store as you try to survive against a mutated staff that attack at night. The store is closed as a co-op survival game where players must work together to find their way out of the store alive. It kinda sounds like my last trip to IKEA, and I think that's really what they're going for in this game. At the end of the day, when the store closes and the lights go out, the employees get far more dangerous. So you'll have to hide and survive with your friends all night until the store reopens in the morning. And the longer you survive, the more dangerous the staff members will become, and managers in this game are kinda like the boss fights. You'll also be able to smash and salvage just about everything in this game, so you can turn it into your home base to be used as protection. Your character will also need to eat, so you can salvage some food from the cafe in the store. The game's crafting system also looks pretty good, and there's even some skill progression elements to help you survive. There's no release date as of yet for the store is closed, but when it does come out, it'll be releasing on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation consoles. So be sure to share this with your squad who you want to play this with.
The Zone of Death, the only place in the United States where murder is legal because of this crazy loophole in our justice system. It's in Yellowstone National Park, which is mostly in Wyoming, but does cross the border into Montana and Idaho, and that little 50-mile strip is exactly where you don't want to be, unless you plan on killing or being killed. For a criminal proceeding to take place, the jury has to live in both the state and the district where the crime takes place. So for a trial to even take place against a crime that happened in this strip of land, the jury has to live in that strip of land. And that's the thing. Nobody lives in.
Want to hear something crazy? Your soul chose your body for a reason. Because you made a soul contract. Not everybody remember their soul contract. Some do, some don't. To return on Earth to break this karma cycle due to whatever you did in your past life and prior to your other past life and prior to your other past life. It's an long going cycle. That's why Earth is not a friendly place. Even the Bible said Earth is hell. That's why there's a lot of fucked up shit going on Earth. And a lot of fucked up people as well. That's why it's very important to know your purpose. If you don't know your purpose, try to learn your purpose. Because if you don't, you're gonna keep returning on Earth, and it gets worse and worse every time. It's like an ongoing suffering. And that's why people try to take the easy way out, but guess what? They're eventually gonna return on Earth. That's what you call reincarnation. Karmic debt. Because you haven't break that karmic debt, you haven't faced your karmic debt, you're gonna keep returning on Earth until you face it and learn how to break it. Like generational curses, baby.
Alright, what is the scariest photo I've taken? I have a really good one for this, and it has nothing to do with animals. And warning, if you're easily spooked by the paranormal, I would not watch this video. So earlier this summer, me and a buddy were exploring this supposed haunted church in the middle of the woods out here in Wyoming at night. And on the way back, we spotted something in the tree that was illuminated by the moon. And at first I thought it was an owl just perched there. So I took a long exposure photo just with my iPhone, and the second we zoomed in and looked at it, we booked it out of there because it scared the living daylights out of us. I'll let you guys decide what you think it is, because to this day we have no idea, but I wasn't about to stick around to find out. So without further ado, here's the photo.
Tiptoe through the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me.
We tried petting a creature from our survival horror game called SCP-173, which has a demo and Kickstarter releasing next month, and you can find a link to both in our bio, but the interaction didn't go well, and you guys told us that SCP-173 just wanted a hug instead, so we tested it.
here's my scandal. I wanna get you home and double up.
Look at she wet as an ill. Ew. Nigga, I'm just talking. Oh my god. You don't need.
Look, it's the Go Gets No Hose.
I hid a camera in my son's car and what I saw horrified me. So as the title says, I hid a camera in my son's car. Please don't go thinking I'm being an overprotective parent, because I'm not. I simply did what was necessary to ensure his safety. Last month my son, 17 years old, got in a mild car accident due to drunk driving. I was immensely disappointed in him and I made that very clear. As punishment, I decided to put him in lockdown. The set rule was that he couldn't leave the house unless given permission, he wasn't allowed out of my sight, I couldn't risk him drinking again. Anyways, while my son was asleep, I decided to install a camera in his car. One of those cool tiny ones that aren't noticeable unless you search for them. I planted it in an air vent at the top, leaving the vent cracked open. My son isn't the brightest, so he would never think to search his car. He would never suspect a camera. After watching over his actions for the week, I determined he had gotten his act together and could leave the house again. 3 weeks had passed and there was no suspicious activity on the car cam, so I decided it would be okay to let him drive. I regretted that decision almost instantly. He bolted out of the house and hopped in the car to head to his girlfriend's house without even letting me know. I'm quite annoyed that he didn't ask for permission, but I'll let it slide this time since it is her birthday and all. I started to watch the car cam intensely. He had gotten to her house a few minutes ago and he left her birthday present in the car. I knew he would head back to the car with her and I felt sick to my stomach thinking about what they might do. The door unlocked and he stepped into the back seat, with his girlfriend behind him. "Happy birthday, babe," he spoke. "I know this is a big year for you, so I got you something extra special." He gave her a kiss then handed her the box. She shook it innocently and snickered. "I wonder what's inside." She ripped off the wrapping paper only to be met with a blindfold. A blindfold? What the heck was that for? "Babe, let me put it on you. I'm gonna take you to a trip somewhere special, it's gonna be a huge surprise." He crawled to the front of the car and started driving. I recognized the path he was taking. Back home. I hadn't got his girlfriend anything for her birthday and he very well knew that. Why was he bringing her here? The car crept up the driveway. "Okay, babe, are you ready?" He put it in park and hopped out, headed straight to the passenger side. He slid the blindfold off his girlfriend, who wore a sickening grin on her face. "Take my hand, let's enter together." They locked eye contact and his girlfriend slid a knife out of her pocket. My heart suddenly dropped to my gut. Thump. 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 Sharp knocking. "Mama, I'm home. And I brought Brookie with me."